Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Kat Redding with Lost Heritage Foundation. Shout out to Rap Review. You're watching South Bend Viral.
Perfect. All right. So
Yeah, so what we have found that the pipes here in South Bend are leaching into the water supply. The drip lines in the back of the house also contributes to the water being contaminated. I have raised the issue for the last 5 years and have had no indications from the city that there was a problem. I was always informed that there wasn't a problem with the water, but now we're seeing that's just not the case. As I said before, the city has to do its due diligence with replacing old pipes, old water lines. The rust is starting to leach into the water, and this has been really systemic for years now. Over the last 5 years, I've raised the levels of awareness to the dangers of lead in the water systems. I have advocated for families to obtain Britas, water filters. I can't stress enough when I say do not allow your child to drink the water from the faucet or the water hose. Yeah, so my pilot program began in Census Tract 19. After looking at the data, it showed that the Washington Park area contained the highest elevated blood lead levels here in South Bend, with a test rate of 44.4% of people that had experienced lead contamination. So what we have found here in South Bend, that children that have been exposed to lead here in South Bend are typically the ones that have the IEPs, right? They're the one in the behavioral classes. They're the ones with the compulsive disorders. And from that childhood, those children eventually grow older, right? They're now teenagers. They're now growing into adults. That feeds into the pipeline to prison. We had 1,000 houses here torn down in South Bend by Mayor P. 1,000 houses in 1,000 days. Lead was filtrated through the air via dust, and a lot of people have actually been exposed to lead that are not even in the knowing. So what we found as adults, you might end up in prison if you have been exposed at a younger age. Then we see that dialysis, kidney failure, congestive heart failure, Alzheimer's, all high blood pressure, all feed into the narrative of lead exposure, long-term exposure. So what we found that with kidney and dialysis, that Black people that have been exposed to lead poisoning are typically the highest to have kidney failure. Black people that are exposed to lead also have the highest rate of high blood pressure, congestive heart failure. So we're asking not only for the children to be tested, but the adults to be tested. In the LaSalle Park area, there has been long-term exposure in that neighborhood, from the park all the way to the home. So there's no place in that area for the population to be safe. We have been calling on the city to mitigate some of these houses. With LaSalle Park, we've sat in meetings initiated by the LaSalle Park area community, asking for the city to come and repair the damage that has been done for decades, centuries even. So we're just trying to do our best to work with the city to get money funneled to these areas that have had the least amount of reparations or repair in their community. Yeah. Okay, so lead is exasperated by generations. A mother that has been poisoned as a child, when she enters into her childbearing years, she repoisons first, Second, she passes that lead on to her fetus. So now the fetus has had lead exposure just from being in the womb of the mother. So when we say generational poisoning, this is what we mean. So if you're pregnant, nursing, living in a home built before 1979, we encourage you to have those lead testings on yourself done and also your house. If you need me, please contact me at lostheritagefoundation.com or contact me on Instagram or Facebook. I'm glad you asked that question because what I have found is that the city is funding the same organizations that are doing nothing. These people and organizations have been carrying the lead work, but has been the least amount of effective in the community. My organization is a boots on the ground kind of grassroots initiative. We're going to knock on doors. We're going to familiarize and raise the levels of awareness to the dangers of lead because we can't depend on the city to do it. Public safety is not the concern of the city. And I know this because I've put in applications for grants and I have been denied multiple times. The city is aware of the work that I'm doing, and yet and still they choose not to fund the program. What I found is that they don't have the capacity or the people to meet the people where they are. So since it tracks like 19, LaSalle Park, they have no way to usher in public safety because, let's just be frank, they're afraid to enter into these communities. So yeah. Well, I'm glad you asked because what we found with the data of unique children that have been tested is that their lead levels came back higher, 6 times higher to be exact, than the children in Flint, Michigan. So though we have not had the media coverage here in South Bend to push that narrative, it's true. The kids here are coming back 6 times higher than the children in Flint, Michigan. So with that being said, we have a huge problem here on our hands. So how do I hold them accountable? I stay right in plain sight for them to see what real work looks like. I don't hide my efforts. I don't duck the city of South Bend. I attend city council meetings. Know who you're voting for, first and foremost. Know your candidate. Here in South Bend, many people don't vote locally. We need people to vote locally. We have to push policies for environmental justice here in South Bend. So that's the plan. Environmental justice and public safety is not for one population, it's for the public, just as it says, public safety. If you're looking to have your home or your child tested, please contact me at lostheritagefoundation.gmail.com. Also, you can find us on Facebook as well as Instagram. It's important to know your child's blood lead levels. Contact us urgently. Thank you.